Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Barry.
And I'm Colby.
And this is Who Watches This?
We do! Oh, sorry.
Alright, Colby, do you want to go ahead and introduce
So this month our theme is trapped movies. And today's gem is Phone Booth.
Now, if you guys don't know what Phone Booth is, it's a movie from the early 2000s, right?
Yep.
Yeah, starring Colin Farrell.
Yes, I
really
almost
young.
just said Will Ferrell, and that would have made it a very different movie.
Yeah, the movie was released in 2003, so it was really early. Produced by Joel Schumacher. I believe he's the guy who also did the terrible Batman movies, right?
Yes.
Or is it another Schumacher?
No, I think there's only one.
Yeah, he's the one that did Batman and Robin, and he's still sorry for it. He should be.
Is that the one where they gave Batman nipples? The George Clooney one?
Yep, it is. It's Nipple Batman and Nipple Robin. So this movie stars Colin Farrell and Forrest Whitaker.
Yep.
Also, what's her name?
Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes and his wife.
Who, the blonde girl.
No, she's been
Karen. That's her name in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Or is Karen the girlfriend?
No. Let's see. No, Kelly. Yeah, she's in a lot of things too. She was in Silent Hill, Man on Fire, Pitch Black.
Oh,
She was the other girl in Pitch Black. Yeah, she was the main girl in Pitch Black. Yeah, so she's been in a lot of things too. This movie had a lot of people. Like, at least for like the four main people were, the caller.
But the sidekick cop, I don't know his name, but he's in a definitely a recognizable face.
Oh yeah, he was in one of my favorite childhood movies, Event Horizon.
Yep.
I believe he was also in like a coming of age movie called The Wood. I like that one too. But yeah, there's a lot of recognizable people in here. But the main four is still pretty,
right?
Pretty much, they're still pretty big.
Yeah.
Katie Holmes has sort of had a weird career because of Tom Cruise, maybe?
Right? But this was she was big name at this time.
Yeah, because she had just done. I think she had just done the Skulls.
Yeah, and she had just come off of the TV show
Dawson's Creek.
Dawson Creek.
Yeah. So yeah, but like the main people in this is pretty much Colin Farrell and Forrest Whitaker, right?
Right.
Which, I mean, Forrest Whitaker has sort of been like sort of been this constant like actor, just like Morgan Freeman. You know?
Yeah.
He gets like these. He's such a good actor. He was like in The Last King of Scotland or something. I forgot what it was.
And he is. Like, he's never the main character, but he's always a really good side.
Like supporting.
Yeah.
But no, I know he's done a couple movies where he's been the main.
Right,
yeah.
But I can't remember any of them. But I can remember a ton where he was a really good
side guy.
One-off. Yeah.
Yeah, but man, this movie has Colin Farrell super young.
Right. I think this was kind of like his rise.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think he had just come off Daredevil, right?
Well, Daredevil would have been...
Was it like a little... No, I'm pretty sure Daredevil...
Maybe it was before this.
Yeah, let's look up Daredevil before we start this whole... Oh, wait. Ben Affleck. Yeah. Google will give me the Netflix, the good Daredevil show. Let's see. When did this movie come out? Ooh, yeah. It had come out a couple of months earlier. Then... See. Oh, no, yeah. It came out... Phone Booth came out in April 2003. Daredevil came out in February.
Interesting.
So he was
so
a
actually,
busy year.
Phone Booth should have come out before Daredevil then. Because it got delayed because really close to its opening weekend, there was some shooting somewhere. Not a Columbine, but that kind of like a sniper shooting.
Oh, okay.
And this has a little sniper action in it, and they were worried.
Oh, yeah, it was like too close.
Yeah.
To the time.
So it was about 6 months they pushed it off.
Oh, okay. So he'd filmed it previously, and then okay, that's cool. Yeah. So do you want to go and explain what the movie's about before we pick it apart with our favorite?
So the plot, like Trapped movies, I picked like last theme we did like Asian movies with these super complicated themes, and then I picked Trapped movies, and so. The logistics of this is logistics.
Yeah.
Is Colin Farrell is a total douchebag.
He's a PR
guy, and he just lies and cheats his way to the top.
Yep.
And he is potentially cheating on his wife.
Yeah. Well, he wants to keep the door open.
He's working on cheating on his wife. So he's making his rendezvous with this girl through a phone booth, and somebody decides to hold him hostage in the phone booth, and then it's just this spiral of events that happen with him not being able to leave the phone booth. I mean, like it's like an hour and 20 minutes,
80 minutes,
and 73 of those minutes are in the phone booth.
Yeah. I mean, so we never really get to know this guy's motive, really.
Yeah, they allude to it a little
towards the end,
but yeah, they don't really go into him much. The bad guy. The sniper.
Well, credited as the caller.
The caller. Oh, vast. There we go.
Played by 24's Jack Bauer. No, is it Jack Bauer? Keith Sutherland?
Keith Sutherland.
Yeah, played by Keith Sutherland. I was like, that guy looks real familiar. I gotta look up the cast right now.
And it, even though, side story, even though Clint Eastwood and the Duke and stuff like that are like the big country cowboy actors, Young Guns, my favorite Western movie starring Keith Sutherland. Well, I guess it's a cast of like 6 stars that all have kind of
equal footing in that movie.
But he's one of them.
Yeah, so this movie really is just it's a thriller, right?
It is, and I know we always said like don't go into with first thoughts. Yeah, when I very first saw the
trailer?
the trailers for this, I was like, I hate Colin Farrell as an actor, and this is a movie about him being held hostage in a phone booth. This is going to be the biggest POS ever. What studio greenlit this pile of Duke?
I honestly, okay, so when we talked about this movie last week, I think we said it off the air, but I remember you telling me that you had waited a long time to watch this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I watched this in the theater.
I wish I would have watched it in the theater.
I just don't remember what's it called? Compelled me to be like, here's my $6. I want to watch this movie.
I don't know what compelled me to watch it the first time. I was just
it was 2009.
Incredibly bored. I don't know what it was. I was just maybe I had already started to get into the bad movie thing. You know, I wasn't watching the quality movies, and I was already fanning up on bad movies, and I was like, yeah, maybe it was like Mystery Science Theater had started coming out, and that really pushed me into loving bad movies. But it was about that time period I watched it, and I was blown away. And maybe going into it with just so incredibly low expectations helped. But man, it was riveting. I like it.
Okay,
for 80 minutes of a person in a phone booth, there was not a second that I was bored.
But then there's movies like Sam Rockwell in Moon, which is just as good. One cast,
right?
You know, and one guy and just talking to himself pretty much for like a good 2 hours, I think.
Yeah.
And so, like, I guess you really got to give it to... Well, like, this one was almost the same, but he did have a supporting cast. He had Forrest Whitaker as the negotiator or lead, the captain. He had his wife. He had Katie Holmes, his mistress. And then he had the caller.
Right.
You know, so it wasn't more like just him in a phone booth. But it was like sort of like, I mean, we watch that on the news anyway. We watch standoffs. We watch like car chases.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty much just like that, right? You're just now everybody is just mic'd up.
Right. Oh, yes. Yeah.
So the whole premise of the film really is that, yeah, Colin Farrell, he's going to this phone booth because he doesn't want to use his cell phone.
Because his wife might
find out. Very smart guy. Even for the early 2000s, the infancy of like pretty much mass-produced cell phones.
This is like flip phones. This is no bells and whistles.
Yeah, like Motorola and Nokia phones.
Yep.
And so it's really smart that he's going to this phone booth. But if I was Katie Holmes, who's getting calls, like, why are you always calling me from a phone booth? That's weird as fuck, dude. And she does question it, but he like sort of plays it off.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And so I guess the reason he gets picked is because the caller, played by Keith Sutherland, maybe he's like...
So he kind of goes into it a little bit. He's basically... He calls himself a watcher. He just watches people.
Yeah.
And he just makes up stories about the people he watches. But when he sees the same people over and over and over again, he wants to know the truth about them. And so he kind of goes out of his way to figure out who they are and what they do. And since this is the phone booth that Farrell comes to
every day
to make his rendezvous calls. He's kind of easy to track. It's an easy place to watch him. It's an easy thing to bug.
Yeah.
So that he can listen to like the phone calls.
Yeah, because I don't know when the last time you've been in a phone booth, but it always smells like piss.
And then you don't get it till later, but so actually, this is the third person that Keith Sutherland's done this to.
Yeah. But
he is certainly the least bad of the people. He's like a cheater and a liar, and he kind of like swindles people to make his money. But
I mean, he's a professional, like a public relations in New York City,
right?
And I just can't imagine everybody else being angels.
No, totally. and it's the first 5 minutes of the movie is him not in the phone booth. It's him walking with
his assistant,
his unpaid intern, which he makes a comment a number of times that this guy is doing such a good job. Eventually, he'll have to start paying him.
Yeah.
But yeah, his unpaid intern, and he just goes from phone call to phone call, just lying to people about the other phone call he's on, and then just kind of using each story against each other till all of a sudden everybody's on the same page as him.
Which, I mean, you gotta give it to him. If he can, the moment he starts to get bigger clients, he's doing it right.
Yeah, he's definitely like silver tongue demon, what do they say?
A silver tongue devil.
Yeah.
But I mean, in that profession, I feel like you have to be, right? With any profession that you have to sell your clients, but then you also have to like sell those people to your clients, so they want to all work together,
right?
And eventually you'll make money.
Yeah,
I guess the worst thing that he does is that he potentially will cheat on his wife one day.
Right. And it's one of those things like as you watch him, and I didn't. The first time I watched this, I was like, "What a douchebag!" That first opening 5 minutes, and then like this week when I watched it, I was thinking, I bet about half the people who watched this movie were like, "Damn, I wish I could be like that. I wish I could talk to people like he talks to them, have that like just giant cojones
to sort of bullshit your way to a better career, right?"
Yeah.
But I mean, like, these are the things that he could have just... I guess the caller, Keith Sutherland, he's this watcher who wants to make people better, I guess.
Right.
Maybe speed up or like maybe prevent problems from happening in the future. Like, you know, like say that never happened to him, that whole situation. He would have either like really like, you know, flew too close to the sun and fell.
Right.
Or he just never would have gotten anywhere at all, maybe. So maybe he's just trying to be like, he's the sniper of social justice warriors. Like,
right.
You know, he's just the only ones with the cojones to like put somebody to make them forcibly change. I think. I don't know. You never really get to know his motive. He just says, like, maybe, oh, like, I hope you keep up being a good person, so you won't have to see me again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, I guess we can break down how he like sort of fixes himself through the movie.
Right. And it really is it's that weird like psychology that I'm just going to just put out little nuggets and then you're going to work around them and you're going to fix yourself and I'm not really ever going to do anything. The caller's like never really, he's just that threat of don't leave the phone booth until you're fixed.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, so like everybody else, you wouldn't believe somebody on the phone telling you not to leave.
Right.
But then he shoots like a toy.
Yeah.
At first. And then, so he knows he's serious. He knows he has a gun.
He knows he's a decent shot.
Yeah, knows he's a decent shot. And so he ends up staying. But then a couple hookers are like super mad because they want to use the phone, but they can't.
That's their working phone.
Yeah. You know, so like they called their pimp. And he tries to pay him off. And
I don't know if it's the pimp or if it's the bouncer at the strip club that's across the street.
He's a pimp.
Probably.
A bouncer would be like, that's not my problem. Like, I just got to keep assholes out of this strip club. I don't need to deal with assholes outside the strip club.
Yeah, that's...
But, yeah, so he tries to pay him off. Like, hey, man, I need to use this phone indefinitely or else I'm going to die.
Right.
So he tries to pay him off, but then, like... Keith Sutherland's like, oh, you're not treating him like a human. You're not giving him the respect that he's asking for.
Right, you're just blowing him off. You're just like, take my money and get the hell out of here.
Exactly. So I guess, that's where he knows he's not afraid to kill somebody. Right?
Right.
And then what else happens after
so
that?
That's what, the pimp gets a bat and starts beating on the phone booth.
Yep.
And he breaks a window, and he reaches in to grab Colin Farrell, and
he gets shot.
And was so.
Oh yeah.
The caller says, "I can stop him. Do you want me to stop him? I'm here for you." And he says, "Yes."
Yep.
And he shoots him.
Yep.
And he was like, "What? I didn't mean for you to kill him.
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted." But it's a silenced gun, or at least a suppressed gun, in the middle of a busy city, so nobody can hear or see where it came from, and the hookers just assume that he had a gun in the phone booth and shoot him, and then it's one of those things where they're mad enough at him for shooting their pimp that they honestly believe that they saw him have a gun.
Yeah, well, I mean, at that close range, you never know what happens, and you just assume, like, you're not the first. One of your assumptions isn't going to be, oh my God, there's a sniper, you know. But I mean, if you thought about it logically, like, Colin Farrell was like bent down.
Yeah,
there was no way for him to shoot him, but they didn't care.
Yeah.
And so this is where the chain of events start happening. The cops come. And you know,
and so Farrell's like, cops are coming. I'm free now. I'm just gonna sit here till they get here, and then I'm gonna be able to walk away.
Yep.
And that's just really kind of when the story starts. I mean, like that's when it's kind of almost part of the plan.
Yeah, like this huge standoff because it's in the middle of Manhattan.
Right.
And
it's like tourist district, so you've got all the tourists all of a sudden now are pulling out their cameras because there's a dead body, And so
this is like the hugest cameras though. It's 2003. They have actual camcorders. No one's filming with their phone, you know?
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, we there's like this big old crowd, and sort of, yeah, and this is where it starts to snowball into a bigger problem for Colin Farrell.
Right.
Because they think he has a gun.
Yeah, so now it's surrounded by police. Basically, the caller's telling him, you can't tell them the truth. You just make sure they stay away from the phone booth, and no matter what you do, don't hang up.
Yeah, because if they pull you out the phone booth, I'll count it as a hang up and I'll kill you.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what happens. Oh, I forgot though. One of the things is right when he gets to the phone booth, he's supposed to get a pizza.
Right, and just a random pizza delivery guy shows up and's like, here's pizza. It's
yeah.
already paid for.
Which I think was like the first like tip, like, oh, no, I should leave. Pizza just doesn't magically appear at a phone booth.
Right.
You know? Not even a mistake.
But even like for a pizza guy offering him a free pizza, he's super rude to that guy.
Right? Because he was already paid off, right?
Yeah, and he does, like, eventually, like, after saying no, like, 4 or 5 times, he's just like, here's $20, go find the homeless guy and give it to him.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, he's not all bad.
He said, you eat the pizza, you look like you need it. But he was already fat, so it was like a fat shaming joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely Colin Farrell is not a good guy in this film, right? And so after all the commotion comes over, really, I feel like for some reason this is like a whole deal with Kelly, his wife. Because she comes by and he's like, answer the phone or something like that. Call your wife or something. But he's really stuck on this whole, like, him possibly cheating on his wife.
Right.
Which is, it's so weird. Like, I kept thinking, is that her father? You know?
Oh, I never thought of anything like that.
Yeah, but like you also don't know the relationship between them. They're married, so did they elope? Then maybe he never met her father.
But he definitely loves his wife.
Yeah, he does.
He wants to be the extra cool, suave silk shirt, Guido kind of. I can have whatever girl I want guy.
Yeah.
But I feel like the true him just really, like, that's the part he plays in life. Because that's who he dreams he is, but he's not.
Yeah.
But he really loves his wife. And that's why he actually hasn't cheated on her. He's just played enough to know he could.
Yeah, he's pretty much strung along Katie Holmes enough,
right?
Because she's like new in town. She wants to be an actress. He's a PR,
right? Yeah,
you know, and you know she says that like he's a nice guy. He said he wasn't married, and like you know we hang out at a motel. No one ever hangs out. I feel like if she was Katie Holmes, I'd be like, oh yeah, we're gonna do it. No one just hangs out at motels, guys.
Reading lines, going over lines.
Yeah, so I mean, so he really pushes him to like tell the truth to his wife, which he does.
Yeah,
you know,
it takes a while though. So Katie actually, so his wife shows up, and then Katie Holmes shows up.
Yeah,
and he kind of basically says, "I'm gonna kill one of the 3 of you."
Yeah,
and I know you don't want it to be you. So
yeah.
You pick one of the 2 girls, or stick your head out the phone booth and confess to the world what a d-bag you are, and let your wife know that you know
that you want to fuck Katie Holmes.
Yeah, and he says it specifically like that because he sticks his head out and he's like, I wanted to sleep with somebody else, and he's like, Nope. Tell her that's the girl and you wanted to fuck her.
Which he does, and it's like, well, you know, everybody knows what you meant when you said you wanted to sleep with her, but it's just so much more derogatory when you're like, I wanted to fuck her.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess maybe this guy just thinks he needs to fix people that he watches. maybe if he sees potential in them, that's why he's doing these things.
Maybe.
You know, I don't know. Maybe he has a social problem, like a problem where he can't like really function in a social place. A social, what's it called? Like Asperger's.
Yeah.
He doesn't know social cues. Maybe he's jealous of these people that can.
That is certainly a possibility.
Right. And so Colin Farrell, pretty much towards the middle of the film, he's working with Forrest Whitaker because he starts to suspect that there's something else going on.
Yeah.
Right. And so he bends down looking for his ring, but then he opens up his cell phone. So to make sure that Forrest Whitaker can hear what's really the situation.
Yeah, and so he calls his wife's phone.
Yeah,
and then she's standing basically with the police. So she answers and kind of like is like, he's on his cell phone, even though we can see him not be on his cell phone. So that way they at least can overhear his side of the conversation. And it's only for a few minutes, and then just like he shoots the cell phone out of his hand?
No.
Because that's when he hits his ear?
Well, no, the first time he tried to call the cops, right? He had done it.
That was earlier.
Yeah, that was earlier. He had done it, and he had already bugged it, but that's when it was quiet.
Right.
You know? After the cops are, there's a lot of people around, and he's sort of maybe lower than where the bug is. But yeah, the first time
under his jacket.
Yeah, so the first time he pulls it, he gets a warning shot to the glass, which hits his ear. That's why his ear is bleeding. But so after this, if him and Forrest Whitaker is really trying to track down the signal and all this, so it's like a really really complicated, like almost military like operation for the caller,
right? Because
he's rerouting the call
and then
to another place.
That was where I was going at. This was some kind of like war vet who had like sniped in a war for the military and had just not come back right. And this was his like, there's no enemies here, but let me find bad people and fix them.
Yeah.
Because definitely he talks about how he's rerouted the phone through Pennsylvania, so it's going to take them, hours to be able to track the phone signal to him.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so maybe that could be it also, right? That it's just this
whole... But they didn't say.
They never say who this guy is, what he is. He's just like a freaking figure that just like vanishes towards the end of the film. And so pretty much.
Yeah, and at this, until the last 30 seconds of the film, you don't even see who he is.
Yeah, you just hear his voice, which it didn't even sound like Keith Sutherland to me. Also,
right? It was because I hadn't seen Keith Sutherland in anything in forever.
Until 24.
Well, so
that was like
even 24
rise.
Was since I took the break between when this movie came out and actually watching it the first time. It was a few years, so Keith Sutherland wasn't even in anybody at that time. He kind of disappeared again, and it was one of those things where it's like, I recognize that voice, but I don't have
the face.
I don't have a smartphone to look up who it is. I will have to wait till the credits. Damn you, 90s.
Early 2000s. I know. We really didn't have the technology to go look at our phones until like maybe 2009, 2008. Really? So we had really heated debates before that because no one knew who was right.
Right.
But yeah, so as they're trying to figure this all out, Colin Farrell confesses like, he's not a good guy. He needs these clothes because he still feels like if without them, he's just a kid from the Bronx.
Right.
And that's like the whole, like, that was like his whole epiphany of like, he wanted to, but then like, he's like, I'm not going to let you go. Even after that.
Right. Dude. Yeah. And that was the whole thing it was like, kept like, confess to everybody what you've done and who you really are. And then I'll let you go. And then he does. And he's like, nah, I'm not really ready to let you go yet. I'm a liar. Like you are.
Like you said, I'm a liar. I'm not going to let you go. But, yeah, so after that, they do end up tracing the call.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, because they have the the wife says, "Hey, somebody called me earlier."
Oh yeah.
And told me my husband was going to call me from a phone booth to make sure I answered. And then they were like, "Well, do we have phone records on that?" And so they figure out that it's a different line than he's using now.
Yeah.
And so it's a line that they could use that tracks to the building. That's
yeah. So they end up like, what's it called? Forrest Whitaker's like, "Hey Stu, we got your lawyer. He's coming down now."
right. Yeah, because he had made a joke about that earlier. He's like, "I'm not coming out of the phone booth till you get my lawyer."
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like their code word.
Yeah. And so after he says that, Colin Farrell's like, "Yeah, they're gonna get you, man. They're finally gonna get you. They found you." And so we get this whole sequence. This is towards the end of the film. Like I said, it's only 80 minutes. There's not a lot to talk about. So they find the room, but then Stu, the guy on the caller is telling Stu, "I'm gonna kill your wife right now." And so instead of letting that happen, Stu actually grabs the gun that the guy planted in the booth.
Right, because he didn't know about that for a while, but he was like, "I'm just going to walk out of this booth and let the cops arrest me because there's no gun, so I will get away with this because I didn't shoot this guy." And he's like, "Well, if you feel up above you in the light fixture,
there's a Glock."
And he reaches up there and he touches it, and he's like,
"Oh."
And he's like, "Well, and now that gun has your fingerprints on it. So
exactly.
So you're definitely going down for pimp's murder."
So, but like, I think just talking about it now, what I'm thinking is the reason why he didn't shoot Stu when he came out with the gun was it showed that he was selfless enough to just, I would rather the cops shoot me
than you shoot my wife.
Exactly. Oh, see, now it just clicks. Because I was thinking, why didn't he shoot him? Right. But then, the cops already knew. But then even when the cops know the situation, if you come out waving a gun, it's sort of like you gotta put him down, right?
Right. And then one of the cops, the SWAT, shoots him.
Yeah.
And you don't find out till a few minutes later that it's a rubber bullet, but it knocks him off his feet, and from a window vantage point, 100 yards away, it would definitely look like he got shot
by the cops. So maybe he didn't care. Like, he's like, "Oh, they shot him. Whatevs." So yeah, I guess, man, this movie, so many layers. There's so many things you can go with this movie, man. Oh man, yeah. So pretty much, they find the sniping bandit. They find the bird's nest, the vantage point. I don't know what you call it. I'm not a sniper, but they see that it was the pizza delivery guy with his throat slit.
Right, and it looks like a suicide. Like if you were like, "Hey, I was the sniper and the cops found me. I'm just gonna kill myself so I don't go to prison."
Yeah. They're rolling out the body, and then Colin Farrell sees like, "Oh my God, it was the pizza guy."
Right, and so then there's identification. So they're like, "Case closed."
Yeah, pretty much.
Easy breezy.
But movie's not over yet. He's in the ambulance, and he's getting like, I don't know what shot they're giving him.
Some kind of sedative.
Right?
But he's basically he's going under because I don't know, maybe he's got a broken rib from where the rubber bullet hit him.
Yeah,
because it's a pretty big
it was a
racquetball size bruise
and
on his
so,
chest.
Yeah, and so he looks outside, and then someone starts shining his shoes, and it's Keith Sutherland.
Right, and this is the first time you see him.
This is the only time you see him.
Right. And that's when he makes the comment. He was like, "Well, I hope you enjoy your newfound truth, and hopefully you can keep it so
you never have to see me again." And then cue early 2000s music credits.
Yup.
Oh man. So I mean, I really don't. I'm pretty sure we didn't really do injustice on our storytelling skills. It would just be really boring if we went plot by plot.
Totally, yeah.
Because it would just be us talking about a guy in a booth, and then shit happening around him.
But it's super well acted. Forrest Whitaker, The Caller, Farrell, all do just a fantastic job portraying the emotion.
Oh yeah, I felt really bad for Forrest Whitaker when he's all like, "Oh, so since your wife left you, just like go home and jack off."
Right.
And like you see Forrest Whitaker's lieutenant, I don't know, his second hand. He's like, "Hey man, shut the fuck up." I just because I'm pretty sure the station knows that he's gone through this divorce and it's been hard on him.
Right.
And for some white guy, to tell you that you probably just go home to jack off, it's
yeah.
But then, like, I like the fact that Colin Farrell's like, I don't want to say that. That's really crossing the line.
Yeah, there's a couple times that the caller asks him to say something where he's like, that's too much. And he's like, okay, if somebody's getting shot, he's like, okay, I will say it so that...
So nobody die. I will be a dick to save your life. If I could have one excuse to be a dick... And if it was to save your life, I'd take that shot 10 out of 10. Do it again. Yeah, so this movie is really crazy. I mean, really, I think the running time for it is pretty good.
Yeah, and it's played in real time. So, like, he's in the phone booth for an hour. It's an hour of his time. It's an hour of your time.
Yeah, and it's really crazy because... When you think about it, this film sort of treats the audience like they're smart. Like, we're not going to tell you why this is happening.
Right.
You know, we're not going to tell you this or that.
We're going to leave a lot of things for you to fill in yourself.
Exactly. Now it's like super loud outside. Oh, sorry for the break.
It's raining outside here in sunny Las Vegas, and it's just...
Weather has been really weird. This movie really treats its audience like it can understand what's like the situation.
And I think I love that in this, where so many movies just spoon feed you like everything. Yeah. So that like there's no real surprises, there's no real twists, because they hand it to you.
Yeah, and I think where we're losing a lot of right now is just coming up with all these different theories. Like, was it Kelly's dad? Was he a war vet with PTSD that needs to find new meaning in life, or is a lot of these crazy things?
Yeah, is he just some psycho loony bin guy?
Because I think we all people watch, right? Like,
right.
You know, it's like when you're on a break from work, you sit down somewhere, you people watch, or, you know, like maybe like you're just hanging out with your girl or your boyfriend just outside wondering what other people's lives are heading, and maybe that's just his thing. Maybe, who knows, maybe he doesn't need money, you know?
Yeah.
With those certain skill sets, I'm pretty sure he could kill people, make a quick $100,000, and then just people watch.
Right.
And this is just like a pet project.
Or like, yeah, if he was military and he left with PTSD, maybe he's just on a pension and so he doesn't have to work, and he just kind of just sits in his room and people watches.
Yeah, I mean, and there's no better place to people watch than New York.
Right.
Like, everybody there is crazy. And I can say that because I used to live there.
And you get so many people who walk by, but then if you have that one recognizable person who walks by every single day.
Oh, yeah.
You start to wonder about that person. You're like, What is his deal? Why is he coming to a phone booth when he obviously is dressed well enough that he doesn't have to use a phone booth?
Yeah, exactly. Because, it would be strange if, say you're on a pension, say you're just hanging out by your window, and every day you see the same guy use that phone like clockwork. Every 3 p.m., he's coming to call somebody. Who's he calling?
Right.
I guess right now, during this time, 2019, it would be extremely strange if he's using a phone booth. Because I've seen homeless people with cell phones.
Right.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, I was kind of joking about that this movie will, unfortunately, in another generation, lose a lot of its luster because...
No, I know. I definitely think it's in this generation because I've seen parents hand kids cassette tapes.
And them not know how to use them.
Where's the headphone jack?
But yeah, it's going to be not too long, and kids are going to be like, what's a phone booth? I don't... Phones used to be like connected to the wall.
Well, okay. Well, I think phone booths will still be like in the youth's knowledge as long as Doctor Who has fans.
Oh, that is true.
Right?
Right.
I think Doctor Who's big enough to be like...
Because that's...
I've never watched an episode of Doctor Who, but I even know that fucking police box thing. Right. That's like some sort of like phone box, right? For the cops.
And that was totally like a 70s thing. I don't even know if that's been around for a while, but yeah, that's people. Yeah. Kids will definitely know what that is.
Because
you're right.
I did go to London in '96, and I never saw police box. But I'm pretty sure even like the London phone booth is pretty iconic. That little red...
Yeah.
The red phone booth. So, like, they'll still know it, but they'll be like... all they'll do is just take a phone, like a picture, and it like... Ooh, look at this piece of ancient history. I wonder what this does.
But I remember being in high school, and so I'm older than you, but like being in high school and walking half a mile to the like grocery store down the street and using that phone booth to, call the girl I was interested in, because at that time I didn't even have a phone in my room, and it was years before cell phones. I mean, the very rich had like car phones, but
oh yeah, I remember those. Those were really cool. I always wanted to use one. Yeah. Or you always saw the Zach Morris phones, the huge brick ones.
Yep.
No, I remember phone booths because when I needed a ride home, I didn't have change. I would call 1-800-COLLECT.
Yep.
And you have a good 5 seconds to tell your mom a message. Kids will never know, Kobe.
I remember that too. Yep.
Yeah. So did this movie change your thoughts on Colin Farrell?
Definitely. This was a huge stretch. I mean, I was obviously like always a comic fan, so that he was a horrible Bullseye.
Are you sure? His acting as Bullseye in bad movie like terms was glorious.
That is true. Yes, I liked Daredevil when it came out, and then shortly after, better movies started coming out, and I was like, that movie was really trashy. And now a couple decades later, I'm like, Daredevil was so good again. It's come full circle.
I think it's just because in that movie, in Daredevil with Ben Affleck, he was just so comic bookish.
Yeah.
That it worked for me.
Yeah.
Wow. My allergies are making my voice really high and pitchy. I feel like. Okay, so we already got through your first initial thoughts on the film. Because you're like, yeah, it's going to be trash.
Yeah.
Obviously, for me, remember watching it, paying for this movie, I guess I thought it was going to be a good film. Which it was. It wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't as bad as a lot of people thought it was going to be.
Right.
It wasn't going to break any records. But if you just shut your brain off and just watch it and picture yourself in that same situation of being pretty much held hostage by an invisible enemy.
Right.
It's terrifying.
It is.
Okay, so like one example for like why I don't trust people, like people's like reviews on movies. This is not like reviews, but like their opinions. Like me and Colby always said, watch it for yourself and then make your your opinion after.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like, you know, don't not watch a movie just because what's it called? Ebert was like,
that was the
trash.
old Siskel and Ebert where they gave it 2 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down. I always felt I didn't like any movie that they both gave a thumbs up to. And I didn't like any movie that if they both gave it thumbs down, it was pretty bad. But if one of them liked it and one of them didn't, that was going to be the quality movie. That was going to be the one I enjoyed.
They really hated horror films.
They did hate horror films.
But, yeah, so... Oh my god, where was I going to go with that?
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, we were talking about you should go watch it. Yeah, so, So, one of the movies I definitely knew I couldn't trust people was The Strangers.
Oh, okay.
You know, everyone was like, it was a boring film. It's just a home invasion film. But that when I watched it, it was one of those films where, like, you know what? If I was in that situation, I would shit my pants.
Right. Oh no, exactly. Because I like horror movies, but I like horror movies to be a little bit outlandish, and that way,
like Event Horizon.
Like so they scare me, but it's not plausible. So that way, but Strangers was one of those ones that, man, for a long time after, I would still think about that in the dark and kind of get a little freaked out.
Like little creaks in your house. So, I mean, if you picture yourself in this movie being held hostage by somebody you couldn't see, but knowing that they could hurt you, it's definitely terrifying.
Right.
Yeah. What are your final thoughts after rewatching this film after 15?
You know what?
16 years.
It really, to me, it really held up. I mean, I certainly enjoyed it. I mean, it's not a movie that I'm going to watch weekly or and it's not necessarily a background movie. It's not a movie you could be like, I'm going to throw this on in the background while I do something, because it is engrossing. But to, you know, maybe put it on every year and a half, 2 years, and rewatch it. I think in 2 years you would forget enough that, because when I rewatch this, it's probably been 5 or 6 years since I've seen it. I've probably maybe seen it like 4 times now.
Yeah.
Man, there was so much of it I didn't remember in 5 years. And it was, I mean, I totally knew the plot. There was no surprises or anything, but man, it was just as compelling.
Yeah. So for me, it has been 16 years. I haven't picked up, you know, a copy of Phone Booth at the bargain bin at Walmart. But yeah, like you said, yeah. After rewatching it, I just it was like a new movie again, because it had been such a long break. But yeah, it was definitely one of those films when you rewatch a film from like 15 plus years ago, 10 plus years ago, and you're like, it doesn't hold up. You know, there's little things you're like, oh, that was kind of boring. But this one, pretty much like after if you take a break from it, it's still good. It was still good. I was still entertained. An hour and 20 minutes flew by.
And it wasn't that I was a little kid and now it was rewatching it as an adult.
Yeah.
Too, because I was definitely in my
mid-20s?
Mid-20s the first time I saw this.
Was it 2003? I was a sophomore in high school.
God, so I probably would have been 30 by the time I saw this the first time.
No. 2003? Oh, no, because you watched it 5 years later. Yeah. So, okay, yeah. No, yeah. So, yeah, same for me. It's not one of those childhood films, but it's definitely one of those films that really, I just remembered, watching and enjoying it in the theaters.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it again, rewatching it at 3 a.m. I thought we were gonna film a day earlier I thought we were gonna record a day earlier. So I was like, you know what? Let's rewatch it. But our time didn't line up. So we ended up, I ended up watching it super early, or super late, however you want to see it. But yeah, it was like one of those adrenaline thriller type of things. If you've never seen it, You know.
So I read a fun fact about it, and I totally wanted to ask you, because to me, I don't know how much this would have changed the film, but Jim Carrey was just going into like superstardom, and he had just done like the Truman Show and stuff like that.
He was getting into more of his drama roles, right?
And they had originally cast him for the lead in this, and then just like weeks before they started filming, he came to the director and was like, you know what? I don't think this is my movie. I don't think I'm going to be the part that you need me to be. And they just happened to be able to pull...
Get a young Colin Farrell.
Get a Farrell in there.
Yeah, oh man.
Because he does... Like, if you've seen stuff like... what was the one he did where he was obsessed with the... Is it just called...
23.
23.
Yeah. The number 23, I think it was like that.
Like... he can get extremely intense, but how?
Yeah, I don't think Jim Carrey could have done the Colin Farrell character. Like, if that's how they wrote Jim Carrey to be, I just, it's really hard to see it, because I guess he would have to throw in a little bit of like lawyer Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just like Colin Farrell has that Bronx look. I mean, he's Scottish. I think he's from Europe. I don't know if he's Scottish or Irish. I apologize to the Scottish and Irish.
Right, but he's got that accent, so he's definitely
he's definitely from like Europe, but he has that New York look. You know, he has that Bronx like type of like look. And so yeah, I really can't picture Jim Carrey doing this, being a like
the confession part. Like, I could see him doing that and getting very emotional, kind of like you said, like the liar, with that part where he's like confessing to his kid and stuff like. But the lead up to it, I don't see like
I don't think it would have paid off.
Yeah,
because it would have just been like, I think our view of Jim Carrey at the time was just still too like fresh from Ace Ventura, The Mask. Right? Because I think a year later, I think he did Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind with Kate Winslet.
Oh, I really like that movie too.
Yeah. But like, it's still like, it was like, that was his transition into like these dramatic roles.
But there was still parts of it that was goofy Jim Carrey.
Yeah, you know, I think like if you did it now, a lot of like if Jim Carrey took another role now, you wouldn't see him anymore as Ace Ventura. I don't think kids in the like early 2000s or even born like mid 90s had watched those movies.
Yeah, The Mask and stuff like that, coming off of In Living Color.
Oh yeah,
that was totally like that very like what
early Jim Carrey
slapsticky kind of.
Oh, but Cameron Diaz in The Mask. I remember that was the first time I ever was like, oh my gosh, Cameron Diaz. For some reason, like, I don't know when Cameron Diaz started getting like sort of lanky looking. I guess there's something about Mary. She started looking a lot lanky.
Yeah.
But, oh my god, Cameron Diaz in The Mask. She was so curvy, right? It was a super off track. Sorry, guys. If you ever want to see how Cameron Diaz looked like before she became a big star, The Mask.
That was one of her early.
That was her first. I think that was her first big movie role. Because I know before that she had done a little bit of softcore. She had done a little bit of nudity. But like, yeah, into what's it called, Ben Stiller and There's Something About Mary.
Oh, right.
That's the one that shot her into like Charlie's Angels.
Superstardom, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, your final ratings, Kobe. Let's remind everybody what our rating system is. There is pre-owned DVD, new DVD, pre-owned Blu-ray, new Blu-ray. And then the 10 out of 10 do it again special edition box. I totally forgot what the rating was from last week, so we're just going with new shit.
It's kind of been what we've been following.
Yeah.
I guess it's really crappy. You're like used VHS.
Or Laserdisc. Yeah, so what's your rating on it, Kobe?
I definitely see this having rewatchability. I would, at least Blu-ray. I would love to see some special features on this because I haven't seen any.
Would there be though?
There might be.
Okay. So like all these Blu-ray ratings that we're giving, we're assuming that there's features.
Right.
Like the making of, maybe like a little comic book, a prequel comic book movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I don't know what they would put into a boxed edition. I don't know if this would.
No, but that's just a grandiose. That's like Avengers Endgame box.
You know they're coming out with the Marvel.
The 22.
The Marvel Super Box where you $4,000 and you get like every movie.
Yeah, so you'd buy this what's it called, pre-owned.
You know what?
Blu-ray?
If found it like Walmart and we got it like $12.99, $14.99 Blu-ray, I'd Blu-ray this.
New Blu-ray. I don't even think they'd make this into. They would jumble this up in a special edition Colin Farrell pack. No,
I really enjoyed this movie, and this is definitely a movie that I would rewatch more often to share it with people. Like if somebody came over and was like, "Hey, what do you got to watch? I'm kind of looking for something suspenseful." I'd be like, "You seen Phone Booth? Let's throw it in."
Okay, so when you say rewatch, you'd be able to rewatch it with people that have never seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see. For me, I'd buy this Walmart bargain bin DVD. New one though.
Okay.
New one. But you know that one's not going to have the special features.
Right.
Yeah. that was probably like Redbox, like old Redbox DVDs that they just refurbished. But yeah, it's definitely one of those fun movies. The first watch is always the best watch for these type of like thriller type of movies. But I mean, if you really want to start breaking down, theorizing, that's the fun of this movie too. And I think movies of this time where they didn't really give you a resolution to it.
Right. Left is very open-ended. Lots of questions.
Because it's like, does he ever get caught? Does him and his wife ever work it out? Is Katie Holmes pregnant with somebody else's baby? I don't know.
Right, because after he comes out, you don't even see Katie Holmes. She's just gone.
Yeah,
like you don't even know she's gone. She may be standing there watching. They just don't show her again. So it's
see. Then we can have Phone Booth 2 with Katie Holmes as the caller. How dare you play with my small town mind, or my what's it called, small town girl mind?
It's dogma for sticking this in my head, but I always put, like, whenever somebody says this movie too, I always like Electric Boogaloo. And that doesn't go with the Phone Booth at all.
Phone Booth 2, Electric Boogaloo. It does. I feel like Boogaloo is the best sequel name ever. Captain America 2 and the Electric Boogaloo. I think it's because 2 and Boogaloo just rhyme.
It's just perfect.
All right, guys. So, Kobe, what are we watching next week for Trap Month?
Okay, so the one of the movies that I picked, I am having trouble finding a copy of because I didn't realize it was not originally an American release, and it is not on. The DVD is not in print anymore, and
shit.
the Blu-ray is like $90, and I really liked that movie, but I'm not sure it's $90 Blu-ray worth.
No.
So I am still looking. We may have a different one for week 4. So next week we will go with the Belko Experiment.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's the one where they're all trapped in the building, right?
Yes. They're all in a call center, and then all of a sudden,
the
windows all seal, and they're like, in the next 2 hours, kill 10 people or we'll kill half of you.
We'll kill that movie really, it reminds me, we're not really going to go into it right now because I still remember bits of it, but it's pretty much an adult Lord of the Flies.
Oh, I could see that.
And if you've never read Lord of the Flies,
then
you don't know what you're doing.
Go back to your
elementary school. I read that in elementary school. It was a pretty brutal book to read as a 5th grader.
Yep, I read it in junior high. Yeah. And it was
brutal, right? And those are little kids. Yeah. That's the worst part. Now these are grown ass adults. See, I'm trying to. No. See, it was really funny. Steven Yeun also came out with a movie almost like Belko Experiment. Glenn from The Walking Dead. Yeah, it was...
Okay.
He was like a lawyer that lost his job, and so he tried to go back there, but then a virus breaks out, and then they close down the building, and everybody's killing everybody. Not like the same psychological thing, but you still get like all the murder.
Right. The other one that I was really thinking of that I really, really liked, that's kind of on the Trapped thing, but I was trying not to really go zombies, was Train to Busan.
Oh, Train to Busan?
I really enjoyed that movie too.
No, we're going to have a zombie month. Don't worry, guys. We're going to have 4 zombie movies. I already have 2 of them. There you go, Train to Busan and I Am Hero. They're boom, 2.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'm Barry.
And I'm Colby.
And this is Who Watches This.
Woo woo!
I'm going to say this with my congested nose. Our theme music is by Lee Rosevere, Arcade Montage. You can find it on the FMA website under the Music for Podcast 3 album. And
we may have a Patreon page.
Oh,
and our email address and our website that we will link below because we don't have them at the time of filming.
We will soon. We're getting money now. Just kidding. Well, like in jobs, not like from this. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.